Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are putting away a whole bunch of vegetables in preparation for the winter months. So come along as we blanch, freeze, and prep an entire bounty of vegetables for the winter's storage. We're going to start things off with zucchini. We have an abundance of zucchinis right now. So we're starting off with greens, and we're going to do it in multiple different ways. We're going to just cube some of it for stews or chilies. Or I've been told that you could even fry it. Apparently it does quite well if you just blanch it and then thaw it, and you can throw it straight into the oven and it'll crisp up. So what we're doing is we're just chopping it up right now, throwing it in these plastic totes. Where'd you get these, Chandler?
Halfords.
We got them from Halfords, which is a company that we order in all of our shrink bags and like meat packaging products. So they're a multi-purpose bin, so we'll load this up. I think we probably got about 40 green zucchinis to do. So we'll do sort of these medium-sized ones into cubes. We'll save some of the bigger ones for shredding for zucchini loaf. Shaylin's just got to figure out how much we got to weigh out each package to when that time comes. And then we'll probably save some of the big ones too and just cut them into medallions, wedges?
Rounds.
Into rounds. And then cry back them flat so that when we thaw them out, we can just the same thing, put them straight into a cookie sheet and then roast them in the oven. And then we got a full bin of patty pans as well. So we got probably about 40 to 50 of these to put up into the freezer as well. So this is gonna be our first time putting zucchini away this way. I don't think we've ever done it, right?
No, I've tried to freeze zucchini in the past, but we've never blanched it first.
Never blanched it. So this is a new one for us, but we'll also be getting to cauliflower, broccoli, beans. We have a ton of beans. And then maybe some celery too, if we get to it.
Yeah. Be good for soups and broths and stuff.
So we always do our best to try to put as much food away as we can for the winter. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes we get busy in the fall, or we sell all the food, and which is silly, and then we end up having to buy it all winter. But this year we're putting a little bit more effort into making the time in the late season here to put as much away as we can. With the rising cost of food, it just doesn't make sense to have the highest quality food, sell it all, and then have to go buy lesser quality food at a higher price in the winter months. So we're gonna shoot to put away, I would say probably like 400 pounds of food.
Oh, at least.
At least, yeah. So we already did a bit of broccoli. We tested it out. I think it was last week. We had some left over from the market, so we did a trial run to see how we liked it. We bought a new crybacker last year, and it worked real well. So we'll be utilizing that to get all this stuff crybacked and don't have to worry about it going freezer burnt. Okay, well, we just finished getting all the zucchinis prepped up, so we ended up with a whole bin of patty pans, just cubed for roasting or whatever. Patty pans just cut into little steaks. We like these with breakfast in the morning, just fried with butter and our eggs. Full bin of green zucchini diced. Shaylin did not a whole bunch, but some shredded zucchini. We just put the cellophane over it just to keep it from going brown until we get it into the cryback bags. And then these three are gonna get cut up similar to these, just in little rounds. Now that we got the veggies all prepped, Shaylin's got the water boiling. So we're gonna drop everything in there for how long? For 1 minute. Quickly into here, let it drain a little bit, and then it'll go straight into the ice water. And then from there, we'll put it into a empty one of those bins and then we'll store them until they're all done, and then they'll go back to the cryobacker. So gonna be 2 batches probably. Or you can get them all in there.
No, I'll do it in 2.
What's the purpose of this?
It stops the enzyme that like rots the veggies. So you just give it a quick little blanch, and then it's supposed to just kind of like freeze the process of your veggies going bad, and then it also locks in the color.
Keeps it from going that brownish color.
Yeah. Keeps that vibrant green.
Then the ice water just kills or stops the cooking.
Yeah.
They almost come out more vibrant.
Yeah. I noticed that with the broccoli. The broccoli came out really green.
Do you have to use ice water, or can you just use cold tap water?
I have used cold tap water. It's fine, but ice water is faster. Like, I don't have a ton of ice, like it's already melted, so it won't be ice water for long, but just anything to kind of stop the cooking process. I think it depends on how cold your tap water is.
Right. So this will be a fair bit of batches.
Yeah.
Okay. We should have probably washed that grape in first. So one thing with the way that we're doing this is that because we're doing this full time, and I mean vegetable farming full time, is that we don't have time to do it in the summer months. Normally, like if you were just homesteading like we used to do back in before we went full time, is we would try to, as you had abundance throughout the summer, you'd be eating well, but you'd also be putting some away for winter. Now we get so busy in the summer months harvesting and selling and replanting that we don't have time. So we try to do a little bit of planning in the sense of that we do a second succession of zucchini that is in full production from mid to late August, takes us into September. If the weather's nice, October, and then we'll try to schedule a few late season zucchini or cauliflower, broccolis. We'll have cabbages, late season carrots. That way, as our season starts to slow down, like what are we now, the middle of September, markets are slowing down. We have one more big market that we have to attend to, and then I think our one main market goes until October. So we still have a bunch of food that we need to sell, but we're not planting as much anymore. As you've probably seen in one of our other videos, we're not weeding. So anyways, there's more time for us to come in and start to put food away so that we have good high quality food throughout the winter. Okay, well, we just made the trip to the back. So we got the veggies kind of going to be staged here. Shailene will weigh them to whichever we want. I think depending on what it is, they'll get weighed differently. And then she'll place them here, and then I'll cry back them, and then they'll move over to here so that we can, are we gonna label? Probably, maybe not.
I'm not sure, but the label maker's at the house, so.
And then this is the cry backer that we're gonna be using. Whoops.
I turned it on.
So pretty handy. Anything that's real thick, you can pull these trays out to get a little more depth. So this is where we're cry back a lot of our meat after we harvest it as well. Works really good. What are you putting in there? How many?
I'm gonna do 3 cups of shredded zucchini per bag. So I didn't bring like a measuring cup with me, but I'm just gonna say that roughly one of my handfuls is a cup, 2, and 3. Because, you know, you can just sort of guesstimate how much zucchini you're putting in a loaf. I don't think it has to be perfect. You love hearing that.
So for the zucchini, we're gonna be running a bigger bag. Were they narrower?
They were 10 by 18s, and those are 12 by 18. So yeah, they're
So a little bit bigger. We did broccoli last week and we ran out of bags. So We're gonna put them in these, and I think it actually won't be bad, because if we can lay it all in here flat, you could basically cut this bag off once it's frozen, lay it right on a sheet pan, and it would basically fill the whole thing and then straight into the oven. So for meal prep, you can have meals out of it, or dinner plus, lunches the next day. So I think it'll be an okay amount. Do you want to do these first, maybe?
Sure. Just gonna finish this shredded stuff. So you're gonna have to clean the ends of the bag so that they can seal.
I think we'll do the same thing with these round. I think if we stack them in here nice, we should be able to thaw it and just put it straight onto a sheet pan.
Well, and they'll stack nicer in the freezer too.
That's true.
This one is gonna be a smaller bag. Perfect. We don't have water on the.
There we go.
Oh, you do? Did you switch the hose up?
I don't think it ever got just. Oh, at the other end? No, you're probably right. So is that enough then? 3, 6, 9, 12?
Probably.
Probably our only option. We should be able to seal that, so one small.
The smaller bags, these 6 by 10s, but the 7 by 11s are the
Okay.
smallest we have, really.
So this building is extremely handy. It was a massive investment that we put onto our farm last year.
Yeah.
So we are able to do meat in here. We do our poultry, like the actual messy stuff outside, and then it comes through like a pass-through window, and then we do the bagging and the crybacking and whatnot in here. And then this is our first year trying with the veggies in here, but with it being stainless steel and having all the equipment, it just makes complete sense to utilize it as much as we can. And then for harvesting, wild game too, we all hunt, so we have the bandsaw, we got a grinder, we can make our own burger. Just trying to make sure that we use this building as much as we can moving forward, just to basically make the massive investment make sense. So the long-term goal will be we do have water that comes in here, so we have a hand wash station and a sink that we can clean everything down. But one thing that we'd like to do now that we're into our second year with it is look at putting a stove back here. I think we'll go electric, and then we'll be able to do all of the canning and preserving back here. We don't need to do anything in the house, which is nice. It's kind of a pain. If you've done any large amounts in a day, it makes a mess of the house and gets a little bit cluttered.
It's very seldom finished in one day.
Yeah, it takes weeks to do it, right? So it'd be nice to just be able to come back here and do it. So we're gonna look at getting an oven back here, fairly large one. That way we can put some of these bigger stock pots, because we like making our own bone broth and whatnot too. So we could roast the bones and cook it down, and then get the pressure canner out. And then we might look at doing a hot water tank. We do have hot water back here right now, but it's on propane, like I don't even know what you call that.
Hot
Like,
water on demand.
yeah, it's like hot water on demand, but propane. So it's outside the building, and then we plumb the water in. But it's not the most efficient thing to heat water. So I think what I'd like to do is look at getting a hot water tank in here instead, and then put a heater in here because it's not heated. So there's a few more upgrades. So stay tuned to that. I'm sure we'll get that in a video at some point. But for this year, anyways, it's working for our needs.
Have you sealed? Have you sealed?
I haven't sealed anything yet, no. Do you want to get everything back up first, or
It doesn't really matter.
I guess you're ready to start doing this job now?
I
Right?
just really needed to clean these because I don't know, they get so juicy.
Well, I'd be like doing fish, right? Do you just mean you might have to turn the vacuum down?
Maybe, or.
Are these all ready to go,
Or
or
this is just
no?
gonna get wet. Yep, they are.
You want to do doubles or triples?
I was gonna do 4. I think we should be able to fit. I'm like anti-noise, so the more I can fit in one unit, or like one
Mm-hmm.
vacuum thing. The happier it makes me. It just might suck liquid out every time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those will be the finished product. I think we'll flatten them though, hey?
Yeah.
It's always easier if you can flatten everything and run it flat for your freezer. It stacks better. We started doing our hamburger like this too, and it just stacks nicer in the thing instead of like little rounds. I mean, the rounds do stack, but
I think that's what you're doing your table.
flat's better. And I find it thaws faster too.
Yeah, if you can make it thinner, it'll definitely thaw easier, faster.
So yeah, we didn't do a bunch of these. Shaylin made a good point, like we don't really do a lot of baking. So there's enough there for somebody to have a whim. I want to do some baking.
Well, and you can use the shredded stuff in like your chili and stuff too, and it just basically dissolves, but you still get the nutrients. So you don't have to only make bread.
So this is the nice thing about spending the money and buying a little bit of a bigger machine, is that you can run basically as long as the heat bars. So you could, depending on the bag size, you could run anywhere between 1 and 4 all the way across. And then you just can adjust the dial for pressure. So if it's really juicy, you can dial it down so that it doesn't pull the moisture out. Or like when we're doing our chickens, you want to find that balance where it doesn't like completely crush the chicken and make it look like a little flat deal. So anyways, yeah, you put them in, close the lid.
You just have to make sure that the bag goes over the edge of the heat pad, and then you just press it. Really blow up, right?
And then it auto opens once the pressure's released. And then there's your finished product. So you're always just watching and hearing. I know when we do our birds sometimes you can see little like breaks in the seal and you'll be able to hear it leaking. So that's something that you're kind of looking for too.
Those ones are still fine if they don't seal 100%. You're just gonna want to use them first, because they won't like store as long.
Cool. So we end up with 6, 7.
7. 6.
So if you guys been watching any of our other videos, I've mentioned it previously. I think it was in maybe the irrigation video, but me and Shaylin are big on buying used. There's always good deals to be found on Marketplace if you are patient. So when we knew that we were going to put this facility in and outfit the whole thing, we started looking for equipment, because we knew that we do anywhere between 1,400 and 2,000 meat birds a year. And there was a small farm, what was it, 2 hours from here?
It was 4.
Yeah, like a 4-hour drive away. And anyways, long story short, they had an agreement on some lease land where they were doing their own poultry. They lost the agreement somehow, and anyways, they ended up wanting to sell all of their equipment. So we managed to go there and pick up probably $20,000 worth of equipment for like 10 grand, which was a massive savings for us. It allowed us to get the building outfitted basically for the same cost as it would have. So we ended up getting the commercial scale that prints out stickers, the Cryovac, the plucker, scalder, and I think the electric knife. So we have an electric knife for our birds too. But anyways, long story short, you gotta be looking for equipment that's used.
Look how perfect these turn out.
Yeah, those are perfect. Straight onto a sheet pan.
Super happy.
Okay, so we'll get you guys set up here, and we'll get the rest of these zucchinis done, and then we'll dive into what's next. Okay, so that's the zucchini all done. We ended up with
Maybe
9, 10?
10.
10 of these, 12 cubed, 6 or 7 I think of these, And then 3 in the rounds. We did a couple smaller packs just in case everybody's not home one night for dinner. And yeah, we'll get a weight on this and then we'll jump into the next vegetable, and then we'll probably do a total weight so we kind of know where we're at for the season. Because like I say, I think this is probably just, what, the first time? We'll probably be doing this again. Like this is just
zucchini?
No, just for winter storage.
Yeah, I think this will be enough zucchini to get us through the winter, but we're gonna need other veggies for sure.
Yeah, so day 1, but there'll be more. So it'd be nice to get a total weight so we know what we're going into the winter with. So on to the next vegetable. Okay, so we didn't have quite as much broccoli as we thought. We already did, I think, about 10 bags.
Yeah, 3 or 4 of those bins.
Yeah, so we did about 3 or 4 of these bins last week. So we got a fair bit in there already. So I think there was maybe 6 broccoli heads here. So we'll add that to what we already had. And then there's gonna be, I think, 2 more beds coming. So there's gonna be a bunch more to get going in the freezer in the next couple weeks. Cauliflower, we managed to do 2 of the green bins. So not a whole lot, but then there's 4 more in the walk-in cooler. So we'll get to those over the next couple days. And then Shaylin's just doing purple beans. So she's just using the scissors because it's way faster. Normally we wouldn't preserve purple beans, but we have an abundance of them. They didn't sell as good as we have had them sell in the past. So we're gonna utilize them. And then we also have a full green bin of yellows that we'll get to as well. Okay, so when I was mentioning that we don't normally use purple beans for preserving, this is basically why. They lose most of their color. I mean, some of them still retain a bit of it, but they just don't stay as vibrant green as a green bean would. They kind of go like a brown color, so it's more just an aesthetics thing. And then the other reason that we're gonna stop growing them too is you can't actually see blemishes as well as you can on a green or a yellow. Like there's an example, like you can see this one's got a bit of brown rust spots on it, which if it was a green bean or yellow, you'd be able to see that and pick it out right away, where these ones you kind of have to constantly be looking as you're cutting them, blanching them, and then bagging them as well. So that's that. So we're gonna get these bagged up and then we'll see how much more we get in today. I think we'll probably have to jump to a new day because it's getting late. Yeah, the zucchinis were 3. It doesn't really much matter though, eh?
Just depends how much you want.
So again, nice tight seal. Possible to do one-handed, I forgot my tripod. So far these are pretty low maintenance, these dry baggers. It says that you're supposed to check the oil, but I haven't.
Checked.
Yeah. Just wait close. Pretty sure it just takes like a mineral oil for the, almost like hydraulics or something. I don't know.
Probably just a food grade.
Yeah. So we're doing 2 pounds on the cauliflower. I think we did 2 pounds on the broccoli last week, so we'll do the same there. And then the beans, we were thinking about switching to the smaller bags. Switch back to these size because it'll be a waste. I don't think we ever really cook 2 to 3 pounds of beans. Broccoli, cauliflower for sure, but the beans will do smaller, and then if we have company or whatever, we'll just pull out 2. And then same thing, we'll just try to keep them nice and flat. So let's get these done and then see where we're at. This one's full. So this is what we're always looking for when we're doing the cryovac, and you can just see that seal creased, like the bag creased when we were pinching it down on the heat bar. So you can tell that it's already been sitting here for a couple minutes and it's lost its entire vacuum. So you're just listening to see if it's leaking, and you can visually see it too. So that's fine. That's 1 out of however many we did today is not bad. We'll eat that one for dinner. And then we ended up shrinking the amount. We were doing 1 pound, but they started getting a little tough to seal the way they were sitting in there, so we dropped it down to 0.8 of a pound. So what do we end up with there? 2, 4, like 15 1 pound bags, 5
and 2 broccoli.
and 2 broccolis.
Well, 2 and a weird little one.
Yeah.
Use it for broccoli soup or something.
All right, you guys, well, that's gonna be it for today's video. We managed to get probably, what, 200 pounds, 150 pounds?
Yeah, about 150.
Of vegetables put away. We still got yellow beans to do, which we'll get to another day. And then we have a whack of relish that we have to do.
So much.
We're gonna be doing a bunch of pickling on banana peppers. So we got some pickled banana peppers coming, cowboy candy, pickled beets, carrots. We still got lots of pickling to do. And then we still probably got to do another 300 pounds of veggies, which will be probably in the next couple of weeks as veggies come ready. So as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.